Hey guys, that intro was pretty stupid because what I actually want to tell y'all about is some really basic guitar playing stuff that a lot of times you just forget about. So, what I'm thinking about is Ted Green's chord chemistry. Let me pull that out, show it to you. Pretty much anybody watching this video, just go buy this. It's worth the money, okay? But here's the deal with that book. That's like a lot of people. I think I saw like Rick Beato, the Skunk Baxter episode, talking about like Steely Dan, and he refers to that as the greatest book for guitar playing like of all time. And it's a good book. The author, Ted Green, actually started calling it chord catastrophe because he disliked his own work so much. I don't know, there's mixed opinions, and the amount of the book that you'll actually get through varies. But the big thing that everybody remembers from looking at it like the first time is like early on in the book, there are like these two pages that face each other that are just covered with every possible chord you could like ever make. And it's really intimidating. And when I first looked at it, which would have been about 5 years ago now, I was just, oh my god, like I hadn't learned chords in so long. Because when I was learning, I learned, my basics and B7 and all that, and I learned my power chords, and then I just didn't really have to learn any chords for probably 5 or 6 years. I just had all the chords I really needed for quite a while. And so I think really just from atrophy, I forgot how to learn chords and had to like rethink it like in detail. I don't know how something like that happens. Maybe this is a dumb problem that you guys don't have, but for me it's a problem I had. I really just forgot how to learn chords for a while. So let me show you a couple crazy chords. Go ahead and zoom in on my hands real quick. Here's a couple of crazy chords just as something you can do. Check this guy out. This is a Ted Green chord, and I call it the Akira Kurosawa chord. Was that in a Kurosawa movie? I don't know. But like I hear it and I just imagine these like samurais in the 1500s, just like, Doko Niwa. And it's a great chord, right? Okay, here's another pretty silly one. I like that one. Here's another silly one, if I can remember this one. That one kind of reminds me of like Final Fantasy, I guess probably Final Fantasy VII, but I don't really know. All that music runs together in my head. I love it. I love the Final Fantasy music, but yeah, I don't remember what song I heard that in. I'm pretty sure I heard Nobuo play that though. Okay, so here's the meat and potatoes of it, okay? You're learning a new chord. You're not used to learning new chords. Here's what you're going to do. Basically, this is a reminder of the first day you play guitar, what you're going to do, okay? Take the chord. I'm using something normal right now, right? You're going to get your fingers on the note, pick up your fingers, and wiggle them. Play the chord again. Pick up your fingers and wiggle them. Play the chord again. Pick up your fingers and wiggle them. You've got to do that. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. One, look at this. Here's a trick question. This is going to be a trick question, okay? How many times am I playing the C chord right now? Are you ready? Okay. Okay, hope you got that. Go ahead and rewind it if you're not sure. The answer is 1. Now you thought it was 5 because I did this 5 times. Like I said, I'm trying to trick you. It was a trick. It was a dirty trick, right? Because you think I did it 5 times because I pump it like that 5 times. But at what point did I ever stop playing that C chord? Just because the guitar isn't right under my fingers, no, that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, hold on, this is pretty dumb. We're not editing this out. But like if I like rhetorically ask a question to the camera, just go like, yeah, like I think that's a Door Explorer thing, but I like, okay, hold on, what was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, you gotta play the chord, pick up your fingers and wiggle them, go back. That's tier 1, you just gotta do that, so you've broken the chord and now you're going back to it. Long term, you won't need to be doing that because once you're playing an actual song with it, that takes care of the stop it and go to a new one, right? However, that's tier 1, okay? Now, when you're doing the new chord, a lot of times the way you do it is like this. Watch the difference, okay? 1, 2, 3, compared to 1. Yeah? So that's going to be the real secret when you're good at a chord. It's because you're doing simultaneous movement of different fingers, right? This, breaking it into steps, that's a good way to learn it at first and to get your fingers on it. It's not a good way to actually be playing guitar in a song though, right? So once you can kind of get them fast, you need to focus on not just moving them one at a time quickly. That is going to peter out in effectiveness pretty quick. You got to work on simultaneous movement. That's why we stay slow for so long. That's where a lot of times you're going to sabotage your own progress, is by doing it like 4 times and then trying to move on. And then you move on too quick. You're not doing simultaneous finger movement, right? And so it's just like your false sense of security is wrecking you, right? Because you thought like, okay, I'm good enough to try it for real now. And the real truth is, no. If you hung in there for another like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you know, if you hung in there a little longer, then you would have gotten the simultaneous movement, and the entire rest of the process would have gone by a lot more quick, okay? So what I'm going to do real quick, and this is how I'll end the video, is I'm just going to take a couple of chords that I'm not that familiar with, right? And I'm going to execute the process, okay? The chord I'm using, it's a version of E that's based on the C chord form. You know, I was talking about chord chemistry earlier. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about, I mean, obviously you can put it in the comments and I'll just like do whatever you tell me, right? But if you want a book, get Fretboard Logic version 1 to kind of understand what I'm doing here. That's the book that's going to tell you. But, okay, this is a chord I'm not really familiar with, and we're just going to end the video with like 2 minutes of me practicing. And don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. G string a little out of tune. No. Okay, gotta stay on this. Alright, let's try a little bit without looking. If I'm going too fast, then, you know, famous last words, but I'm gonna try without looking. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll take it. Ooh, I hit the D string first. Dang it. Last words before we end this, right? Some of that time I'm practicing, you hear me just kind of spontaneously saying my inner monologue and like saying what I did wrong. I probably sound like a crazy person, but that's good because it forces me to vocalize that feedback loop. There's something subconscious that happens there when you admit your mistakes out loud like that, like a high level humility regarding your craft. You will get a lot better if you're the first one to point out your issues, right? And pointing out your strengths, I would leave that to the audience. That's frankly their job. So anyway, I already said it. Like and subscribe, and peace.